vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with super fast tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Hi. Was that me or you? Did that audio go off? Was the audio off on the video?
That was me, I guess. What was it? That little squeal? Was it a squeal?
No. It was like it seemed that like the audio was messed up on the video of the intro, like it was off.
I didn't notice anything. Seemed to right.
Yep.
Must have been my end then. It was weird. Oh, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
That's right. Woo, I see you guys there. Say hello in chat. Lone Wolf.
No.
Making cats so you don't have to. That was funny. Cane Shaker, what's up? Cane Shaker. Whoa.
Shaking that cane.
Shaking that cane. Shaking that cane. Who has access to all the emojis and stuff? Whoa.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, we got that.
No. We got a K-Torque. Whoa. K-Torque.
What's up?
K-Torque. Picture of Godzilla in the thumbnail. Or is... Oh.
Mighty K-Torque.
Picture
King of the monsters.
King of monsters. Oh, man. You won't believe the content that's been being pushed out on YouTube. And I don't know if the content being pushed out on YouTube is clickbait or if people are legitimately quitting collecting right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Like some, not everybody I watch that collects is stopping collecting, but there's some big collectors out on YouTube land who are stopping collecting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And okay, Chicker, I know I asked for an emoji, but I was joking. Too bad, you're stuck with it.
Yep, I finally knew you was at get the sub.
Like, Hillbilly spent enough money for you to get that gifted sub. Holy cow.
Sure did.
But yeah.
Yep, I even had Hell Wheeler.
Yeah.
And KJ too.
Damn, you managed to get the triple.
Oh, yeah.
You can't really tell what it is. Go ahead and just remove it. That's funny. Right. So, yeah, like yesterday I saw 5 videos pop up in my feed and I watched them all. And I've seen a couple more from other YouTubers. Some big YouTubers who are saying collecting is dying. And I don't think collecting is dying myself. More changing, evolving, right? But like, you know, due to natural process, people wanting more gain, right? People buy something for like $10, they want to sell it for $12, so on and so forth. It keeps moving up. And with the recent changes and tariffs and whatnot, this has been brought up in every video I watched. And they're talking about collecting like newer toys from shelves and stuff. Prices are growing up. Prices are growing up in the collector world. Some things are overpriced for what they are, they're saying. Like some video games, Nintendo video games. That it's really affecting the collecting area. Now, let me give a disclaimer here. Everybody I'm talking about that's talking about quitting collecting and stuff have huge collections. They've collected a plethora, plenty of things. I mean, let's see, Cane Shaker. Are you sure those videos were new or just old videos reposted for the clickbait, as you wondered? Well, they were uploaded like within the last few days. Each one of them. Hey, investable collectibles. Those tires suck. Spent almost $200 in shipping yesterday buying bulk items for Red Cup. Holy cow!
Ooh.
Ooh,
Dang.
what a hit!
Yup. Well, hate to talk about politics here, but the tariffs, they lead into the politics. But until these tariffs are dealt with, we're going to deal with some high prices on some items.
Oh yeah, that's something my wife's been watching. Has been videos on people talking about prices on certain items going up. Been watching videos on what's supposed to happen in the future with the tariffs. What things that are supposed to be good, things that are going to be bad. She's trying to figure it out herself. And like one of the things that have been brought up in a few of the videos I watched about collecting was like, those $20 action figures you want are probably gonna be pushed to like $100, which there's no solid ground of what price they're going to be yet, but they're just assuming it's going to jump like triple in price.
Yep. But I will say one thing though about it though. It doesn't really concern you, Taurus, because you don't drive. Jesse's overseas, but for me, I drive. The gas prices are down, which is great for you.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're down somewhere.
Well, I noticed they're down here. They're down where I live, less than $3 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
And less than $3 a gallon is good. And that's good for the wife. She drives me places when we go shopping and stuff.
Yep.
Let's see. Empty sleeves are going to happen. Better stock up while you can.
Yep.
Empty sleeves, like
Shelves.
people
It auto-correct it in the next one.
Oh, empty shelves. Yeah, empty shelves. All right. Okay. Yeah. The last and prices have been going up without tariffs. That's true. The prices have been going up on certain items.
Yep. I mean, first we've had to deal with inflation. Now we're having to deal with, on top of inflation, we're having to deal with the tariffs that's going on some of the items.
Right. Like one of the items that was the one I paid attention to about tariffs pushing the price up is coffee might go up.
Oh yeah. I'm not happy with that.
Anyways, but I'm not talking about tariffs in general. Tariffs are just something that's happening that we're gonna have to deal with, live with, until something changes, or for the good or for the worse.
Right.
I do not know what's going to happen in the future with tariffs. I don't know what's going to affect everything. People are speculating right now. But what I know for sure is valuables that are pre-existing, like the secondary market. And, things are overcosted. Some people are, that's one thing I've noticed people are talking about different things in games is things are overcosted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everything is going to go up because a lot of your stuff depends on overseas stuff. And I'm trying to get away from this dang on terrorist crap. But yeah, a lot of stuff comes from overseas. Even your cars. Every car that's out there on the road has something that came from overseas. There is no American-made vehicle.
What about Tesla?
Tesla? Well, I'm sure they probably got some stuff that came from overseas.
The last is I work in retail. I have seen price jumps. Mm-hmm. Right, price jumps has been happening for a bit and been adjusting because they keep messing with minimum wage, and that pushes things up too.
Yep.
Keep in mind a lot of has been China itself is having issues even before the tariffs, and their minimum wages have been increasing there too. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh? China hasn't recouped since COVID. They have a lot of shortages. The new channel member, I'm going to impose 100% tariffs on these streams.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at.
Well, like, don't get me wrong, it is inevitable that we won't have that there will be a discussion on tariffs. But like, tariffs ain't what's reshaping the collectible world, right? Most collectibles that people are searching for are in the country. They're not being shipped. I mean, some things are shipped, don't get me wrong. But like, all those vintage toys and stuff that's already been opened and people's shelves, people's attics, people's bedrooms that they want to sell, their storage. There you go. The collectibles are out there already.
Yep.
And it's the crazy prices that are pushing some people away. Sometimes the completionists are getting done being completionists. Can't check out. Has anybody seen any good spoilers today? Spoilers. But yeah, there you go. There's a spoiler for you. Cast your time.
Nice.
Yeah. But no, so going through a lot of these videos, things have been going up, not due to tariffs. Bills, housing, so on and so forth. Cost of living has been going up in general. And that's been a big motivator in all these videos I've been watching is life is being in the way of collecting and hobbies. And people are having a hard time affording these now. And some of these people are rolling in some money. Now, I'm not saying they're millionaires or multi-millionaires, but they're people who've been making good money, and they make money revenue off YouTube as well. And they've been having to put their money towards life, bills, gas, work, whatever. And it's been influencing the way they live, the way they collect. And like I said before, a lot of these people who are making these videos have collected a lot of stuff. But like there's a couple of them who emphasized that they've sold a lot of stuff. Like they sold a lot of their collections. They've downgraded and they've been pushing off because bills.
Yeah. This also reminds me of one thing that Mark Rosewater said here a while back. That collecting was the way people collect is going to change. And this must be a part of it.
Well, what I'm talking about is probably a lot different from that, because when Mark Rosewater was talking about the way we collect will change, was based off March of the Machines Aftermath and how they're how they redesigned the packs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. It's like he realized the way we collect and Magic the Gathering will change. Yes, and collectibles will go up. Collectibles will go up, and there's no problem with that. Value is value. I remember when I was a kid, and my parents and their friends would go to flea markets to hang out with them. They had an interesting vintage look of things they loved. Like back in the day, it was weirdly grandfather clocks, right? Grandfather clocks, vintage furniture that people remembered a lot. Some old-fashioned magazines people lived with, read while they're on the sitter or eating breakfast. They find a box of cereal that was old school that they wanted. Yeah.
Lulu.
Hold on. Lulu. Lulu. Hi. Welcome. Kip Juice says, I have way more extra cash now since prices are dropping here. So if I wanted to collect, I could now.
Nice.
Ooh. But what's weird? What's weird is out of all these videos that people are talking about, these people are talking, and this is one thing that's been under my hat of thinking is they talked about how they unloaded their collection, right? They unloaded, they sold off their collection, but they wouldn't tell you about how they did it. They wouldn't talk to you. They didn't tell you about if they undersold things like for lesser prices or if they pushed for higher prices. They never mentioned that, which I found ironic because one of the guys sold his entire Nintendo 64 collection, had the entire collection of games with it.
Wow.
And he didn't say how much he sold it for. He didn't say if he undersold it or sold it for the amount of value it was worth. So, like, one of the things I don't know is was the entire transactions that these people made selling off their collections, was it completely for monetary reasons outside of bills, but just for the money it was worth? Like, because when a Magic card goes up to like a certain point, like you got a card that's like $20 and goes up to $80, like, did they sell it because it was worth its peak at the moment? Fell asleep after Hillbilly's live stream. Quick nap. That's right. I remember when pocket watches were hot commodities being bought and sold. Now people just look at their phones all for the time. That's right.
Yep.
I still own a pocket watch. Battery's dead in it, but still have it.
I ain't got one no more.
And don't worry, give it enough time. The cost of living will go up so high they won't be able to afford to put pockets on pants.
Really? We'll be all wearing sweatpants.
That's funny. Pocket watches do look nice. Pocket watches are awesome.
Yep.
I remember I used to wear one a lot. Yeah. Okay, but Jesus, yeah, I had to sell a lot of my video games a year ago because bills are high. I saw my Wii U, Nintendo 64, Sega, and OG Nintendo sold the rest. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, people are selling their collections. Now, I'm not downing people for selling their collections. It's just with like the handful of people, like I said, 5 people, 5 channels have been talking about this, what's going on. Like some people can afford to not sell their stuff, or some people are in a position where they don't have to sell their stuff.
Right.
But like, what's going to be the overall consensus? Because I noticed like one person is not talking about this, and that's Pixel Dan, one of the biggest toy collectors out there. He's not talking about this stuff. There's some bigger YouTube channels who are not talking about this, but it's like probably more like the mid-range people who are talking about this stuff. People who have small collections, have different living situations. I've even seen videos in the last couple of months about collectible hunting, yard sale going, flea market going, resellers, slowing down their business. Yeah.
Yep.
So I got my grandpa's pocket watches. Nice. Are pocket watches the ones with chains that you hold it onto? I've always liked those, the way they looked. Yeah, they're like the little circle watch on a chain that you put in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I know they look nice, but there's also something about watching a person just take it out of their pocket, flip it open to have a look at it, and go, "Yes, the time is past," and then they flip it back closed and then just daintily put it back in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about them.
Something about them. Whoa. Now I could buy them all back, Kevin G says.
Nice.
Yeah. And look, I don't know everybody's situation about these people talking about their collections, having to sell and stuff. I don't know their financial situations, and I don't know how responsible they are with their situations. Because God knows, we know people like one person in particular that I won't mention who will get enough money to do what they need to, that they say they will do, and spend a chunk of that fortune, by a fortune I mean like $100 or so on fast food. I don't know how people live. You know, I don't know how people go. So I don't know the responsible mindset behind all these people. I just know what they're saying.
Mhm.
And as someone who eats fast food every once in a while, I know how expensive fast food has gotten. Like if anything, I'm surprised I haven't seen videos of people saying, "Why quit fast food?" You know,
Yep.
I mean, you can go to McDonald's and spend $50 on two meals, basically.
Yep. Well,
I
see,
I don't know what your prices are like, but sometimes if you've got like £5, you want something to eat, you can get a couple of burgers from McDonald's, but that, whereas the ingredients would cost more that you to get and make a meal. So a lot of the times, sometimes the cheap items from there are the cheapest and affordable things for
Yep.
the poor families, which is why they end up with.
Yep. I always try to use coupons when I go to fast food joints.
Right?
I get a lot of coupons in my mail. Hey, it's time to eat.
Mm.
So I do eat a lot of fast food, but I also use a bunch of coupons.
Cane Chicken says, I've seen that a lot of people that have been unloading collectibles have been the Gen Z age. That's funny because half the people I've watched more about my age. Like this, like 3 of the 5 people. The other 2 people, I don't know exactly how old they are. Stay home, kids. Make food. That's right. I believe some of that is they getting to the point of starting families, and that it's expensive. Yeah.
Yep.
Coupons for anything is the way to go. Yeah, coupons. You get them in the mail. Whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah. I get a bunch of coupons in the mail.
Coupons.
Just about every other day, I'm going out to my mailbox, picking up coupons.
Vestibule Collectible says, up I off the dollar menu only these days. Is there even a dollar menu around anymore? I mean, hell, even the Dollar Tree is pushing their prices up to $1.75 an item.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu, I hope Superfast and Hillbilly are playing nicely today, kids. That's right. Kev J, I got 2 triple hamburgers for $2.99 a piece at McDonald's. You will be full. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. I brushed my teeth for lunch. Elijah, what's up? Whoa. But yeah, there's just a lot going into the collection industry. It's like one of the things that been slowly going up. Like I haven't seen a massive jump lately. Shipping has gone up a bit. Like mailing, it's gone up a little bit. The one of the biggest thing I've seen was an article about a news article about how the shipping's redoing everything a little different, like USPS, and how they're revamping the shipping industry to make the cost less money, be more effective but slower. It's not the first time I've seen this article in a while, but when people sell collectibles, they're selling off eBay, they're selling off Macari, they're selling off whatnot, and they're shipping these things. That's included. Buyers usually paying the shipping on these things, whatever. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the collector industry. The industry is changing now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not in a place where I'm affected by having to sell my items. And I appreciate and thank God for that. And so I'm luckily in a place where I'm not in that spot, but also at the same time, I'm not in the place I don't have the collectability to sell expensive items. I don't have the expensive items to turn and transform into cash. But my goal is not to sell as much as possible. I mean, I get it. I'm broke. Had to tear apart 2 decks to build one deck. 2 decks to build one deck. That was ridiculous. Yep. So because I'm fighting. I kind of fighting to stay in the hobby that I'm in, but it's not detrimental where I'm losing the world.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the same situation. I mean, I don't have to sell any of my stuff. I'm in a great spot for my collectible, my Magic the Gathering collectibles, because that's pretty much what I collect is the card, not for the value. I collect the cards because I like the cards.
Mm-hmm. Lone Wolf says our Dollar Tree here because $1 plus, which basically is just another expensive Dollar General, right?
Yep.
Blame Nixon for the start of inflation. That's right. Collector Invest. Hello, Collector Invest. Darkmaster, heyo.
So,
If you look at the logo in front of a Dollar Tree, you might see a little question mark at the end, right?
Really?
I heard someone the other day call Dollar Tree overglorified Five Below. And Five Below is 5 and above now.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, groceries are becoming lower because all I eat are eggs. Eggs are expensive. Some places they've gone down from how they're increased, but yeah. I thought eggs were really expensive over here at the moment. Oh yeah.
They used to be about $5 just for 12 eggs.
But
now,
I've heard they're
now they're
ridiculous.
but they went down to about around $2-3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. K Torque says egg prices vary over here a lot. Wow, they must be changing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Chevy, they keep dropping every week. I go to the store.
I mean, eggs do drop every week. I think they're dropped every day, but you know, depending on the chicken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a question: which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Evolutionary wise, the egg came first. It came out a couple million years before the chicken was even involved. It started with a lizard. There's your answer.
Then what came first, the lizard or the egg?
The lizard. Because the lizard spawned in an evolution. God created the chicken. Almighty chicken.
Almighty KFC.
That's right. That's my collectors. Gotta bounce. See you later. Whoa, whoa.
See you.
That's right. That must be a mess on the floor at the store. That's right. Oh, but still, what's going on here? Inflation started when USA gold standard was taken out. Yeah, the gold standard. Well, if we didn't spend more than the gold we had, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we can't really go back to the gold standard because we only got the gold to replace it.
Right.
Because that's how it used to work. We had the gold, we created the money, and the money was equal to the amount of gold we had.
Mm-hmm.
No longer like that. But still, like the cost of things is just insanity. Like, and look, there's still going to be cheaper alternatives. Just what's going to change to be considered cheap? That's the question nowadays. What's going to be considered the new cheap? I mean, the Dollar Tree really needs to rename their store. They can't or shouldn't be called the Dollar Tree anymore.
Exactly.
You know, they could be called the Dollars Tree, 2 and above. You know,
the $5 store.
$5 store, right? Compete with Five Below.
Yep.
I don't know if Five Below is called Five Below anymore. Well, they probably are, but they should be called $5 and above because everything they sell is about $5 and above.
It's been a while since I've been there to Five Below. I mean, we got one here, but it's clear on the southern side of the town, and I live on the western part of the town, and so you know it's kind of a little good drive, but I ain't been there in a while.
Oh yeah. Click Invest says wild food in the woods. That's right, wild food in the woods. And you got deer, you got turkey, wild turkey. You got rabbit. You know, all the good stuff. There's more animals I can't even think of at the moment.
Rabbit.
That's cheaper than the store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like fishing. The most expensive way to get a free meal. You spend a lot of money on tackle, a fishing pool, a boat.
Yep.
Little, so I'm thankful I'm in an area where inflation isn't as bad, but still not great. The only really bad thing is eggs because they aren't staying on the shelves. That's right.
I
Yeah.
feel like you guys need to change your shelving designs. If these eggs aren't staying on the shelves, then not only, as Kenshake has said, is it making a mess on the floor, but hey, no one's getting eggs. No wonder your prices are high.
Well, KBG. The problem is KBG is there.
Oh
That's
yeah.
all he eats is eggs,
Mhm.
and that's the problem. Is because he goes and buys all the eggs.
Mhm. So you have to pay money for a license for some reason. Ugh, that's right. Breed rabbits for food. Yard chicken.
Mhm.
All that fun stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Elijah says my town has 2,500 people. Inflation here is bad, but the community comes out to help each other. Farmers help each other. Yeah,
Nice.
that's the nice thing about small communities. Farmers usually help out, sell things for cheaper. And yeah, like when we lived in Utah as a family, when I was with my family in Utah, we'd buy meat from fresh from the farm butchered because it costs less for the whole chunk throughout the year than it'd go buying the product every week at the store.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I would love to find me a hunter so I can get some venison.
hmm I only take 18 cartons of eggs, dag blag a week.
A week? Is this just you eating these? What's that now? 36 eggs, or is somebody else helping you eat 36 eggs a week?
Omelets. Omelets. Omelets are amazing. Look, I love a good omelet. I
Oh,
love to
me
dress
too.
up my omelets. Look,
Yo.
omelets are awesome.
Oh yeah.
I
But
mean,
you
with omelets, I'm still struggling to see how, but apparently, okay, Kebby eats 4 a day.
Well, just,
yeah.
just take it in. Take it in. Breathe. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it really?
It's okay. um, I like making a good omelet. I love omelet with cheese, green bell peppers, onions, bacon bits, or bacon, or sausage. Yes, sir, Hillbilly. Get with me. I make spicy deer jerky. It's fire, Elijah says. Well,
Rather not have the spicy kind.
wimp. It's healthier than the overpriced lunch meat. That's right.
The overprocessed lunch meat. Oh yeah, it is.
Mm. Yeah. Like I agree with you. Eggs are healthier than overprocessed lunch meat, but at the same time, eggs don't stay in your system as long as overpriced lunch meat. So you get hungry again.
Yup.
But the responsibilities of the fact is things are changing. Right. Dandelions are a great sod option. The leaves off dandelion plants are, yeah. Don't eat the heads. Fair enough. Not really had omelets much. Might have to have some. Yeah, omelets are. It's a little bit tough mastering an omelet, but when you get down to it, when you learn it, it's pretty much the lazy way of making eggs.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking it also probably makes nice cheap meals, which I'm definitely looking for at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. The way I do my omelets, I'll work the egg into the pot, not pot, but the skillet. Throw me a little bit of diced ham, a little bit of salt and pepper, some shredded cheese, some sausage, and a little bit of everything you throw in that omelet.
Garbage omelet.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Here we
Don't
go
call
now.
me hillbilly for nothing.
Salad, where's my Krabby Patty? That's right. Oh yeah, but look, the truth is the prices on those things are going up. We're dealing with those markups, and look, the cost of living is getting a little bit ridiculous for having hobbies. But
Mhm.
for people like us who actually have the things that we enjoy, like video game systems or entertainment, like DVDs and stuff, in more dire circumstances, we have the things that keep us occupied now. Like if the internet goes out, we got a DVD player. DVD
Mhm.
player. Hell, we even got a VHS player. Something that's older than some of the people in chat. Lolo says it sounds like we need to take a trip to IHOP this morning. That's right.
I can't go to IHOP.
That's right, because you can't hop at all.
Well, I went to IHOP and they kicked me out because they ran out of food.
Oh my lord. It's not a buffet. No one's gonna believe that story.
Well, you know what? Man, I mean, I just kept ordering food and they ran out. I was ordering off the, kids menu so I get it cheap, and they ran out of kids meals.
Ran out of kids' meals.
Yep.
That'd have been more believable if you ordered the endless pancake stacks that you do every once in a while.
Hey, I eat cheap. I eat the kids meals. They're cheaper.
But anyways. But yeah, we somehow got on the food topic.
Yep.
Horrible. Because we're not talking about food. Hillbilly's laughing because his belly is always arguing with him.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be a heavy waiter, but he eats like a champion.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Didn't you know IHOP has a no serve hillbilly rule? That's right. It's just been stated in the process.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, like I was saying, with the price of things going up, cost of living in general. Not right now. Tariffs are not affecting this, right? Tariffs have not hit us yet. Price of living is going up in general, right? And it's making it harder for people to collect. You got younger people who are, like Kenny Shaker was saying earlier, starting families, starting lives. They're affected by this. You got older people who are getting through this. More responsibility going on. Things they can't afford anymore. It's not different. Price like I don't know what the COVID did to the country, because like COVID, it came and people went from spending adequately to spending more. Then that trend followed for a bit, but now people are starting to get the mindset that responsibilities are responsibilities, life is life. Because one of the things this one guy talked about was people don't realize what living on the streets is like. Excuse me. People don't realize what living on the streets is like. Some people kind of glorify the idea of living on the streets as something simple. Living without a home. But there are people who don't want to lose their home, like the safety of their home, the protection of their home, and protection of their stuff. They're going to make the decision to protect their stuff. They're not going to try to keep their collectibles and drown into poverty. Let's see. What is it? Do you think collecting will still be possible if we go to universal income? I think it'd make me probably stop buying magic cards. Right. So let me kind of quote. This is going to be a loose quote. Bill Gates. Bill Gates was once asked in an interview that he had enough money to give each American $1 million.
Ooh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And would he give each American $1 million? And Bill Gates said no. Because if I gave everybody $1 million, then everybody would have $1 million, and the price of gas would go up because everybody knows you have $1 million. Price of food would go up because people have over $1 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like it will transform the layout because the $1 million thing, right? It would change the economy. Now,
Right.
universal income, basic needs are met. People will adjust life to get what they can out of the universal income. Now, I cannot make a very educated guess about what will happen, but I believe in the same vein as why Bill Gates would not give everybody $1 million would be the same thing for everybody having universal income. Somehow, people will make it novice to the universal income wouldn't be as effective as it sounds today.
Right.
Now, that's just a thought. That's just a thought. That's not educated. It's just a thought process. Just buy nothing but eggs, and you'll get extra money for collectibles. Nice. 2008 recession is not over. 2008. Good morning, Robert's Table. Hey,
Robert's Table.
you take that $1 million and invest it to make billions.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Oh man, that was a loose quote, by the way. Should I get a roommate, everyone? That's up to you.
Yep.
That is way up to you. And yeah, drinks tea. I mean, look, they're like we live in a world where collecting is a little different for everybody, right? We got the poverty, we got the rich people, we got the people making medium money, the middle class people. So it's hard to tell. I mean, hillbilly can't go out and just collect and invest all this time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So no, that was an SFT quote, not from Bill Gates. The way rent is anymore, and roommates aren't a bad idea, says Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf. Yeah. It's crazy. Oh, you own your house? Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, my head itches a little. So there's a lot of changes in the market. Collecting. It's kind of it is under fire in its own way. Now, the only things I should say is if you want to be a collector in today's age, with the changes going on between cost of living rising, tariffs, whatever's going up, spend responsibly. Be responsible about it. Don't overspend.
Right.
Spend the extra money you have. Make sure you have savings going on. Be smart about it.
Yep.
Elijah, extra money for renting is nice, but squatters, yep. I'm really just looking for a woman roommate to not be alone in the house. Makes sense. Before 2008, GDP was going 45% in there. Huh. Yeah. Oh.
I mean, there's all kinds of things that's just going up, and I understand why people are selling their stuff. I mean, it makes sense, but you just gotta. I mean, on today's day and times, you just gotta be wise about what you do.
Roommates can be a blessing or a curse depending on what you get.
Yep.
Hi guys. The
Ball.
ball. Where were you? I sent you a link a long time ago. You were gone. You never showed up. We sleep in.
He don't want to be around us.
No, I'm feeling much better today, thanks to Bolt.
Oh, just watch who you find. Oh man. Well, it's a whole different story there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what about chat? what are your thoughts on collecting right now? Like, what are your thoughts on collecting right now, chat?
I mean, for those that obviously have followed my channel, they will probably have noticed the lack of Pokemon uploads and things. I'm not stopping collecting. I just can't afford to at the moment. It's had to go on hold.
Right.
Which is unfortunately why the Pokemon and even the lolcow stuff's been just paused. The cost of getting lolcow cards, obviously with the overseas shipping, puts it out.
Right. Yeah. That is very true. Collecting can be tough. Elijah Cass, I think collecting shoes is dead. Used to do it a ton. Well, you know what's funny is I don't see a lot of commercials for or advertisements for Adidas, for Nike, for Reebok. You don't see that fancy shoe thing anymore.
Yep.
Has the budget shoe market taken over?
Yeah. But back when Michael Jordan was playing for the Bulls, I would see all kinds of Nike commercials. Now you don't see that.
Pokemon also is probably very hard to, hard to find. I know I don't have enough money for all the cards I want to buy, but that always been that way. That's right. Personally, I am burned out by all the sets. I have stopped collecting. No doubt. Yeah, and WWE memorabilia is all I collect now, but resale is bad all around. Yeah, reselling is kind of gone a tough era.
Yep.
Like COVID really blew it up, and people had the money for there. That's right.
Right.
I can get some packs in local corner store, but I haven't seen any of it. Latest one's nice. DJ Longhair, what's up, DJ?
DJ.
But yeah, so like collecting is definitely seeing a change, but collecting is seeing a change because life is changing.
Yep.
Life is changing. Cost of living is changing. Responsibilities are changing. It's a lot different than what we're used to. It's it's a relaxed mode. Maybe we are going into a recession here. We're in the middle of one. But the thing is, we want to make the best decisions to get through it.
Right.
Yeah. But like, same time, the reason I bring it up is because big YouTubers are bringing it up. And they're the big collector YouTubers, not quitting the collecting agency or the collecting atmosphere. They're leaving collecting. They're downsizing. They're keeping what they want to keep. But on the other hand, they're selling their stuff probably for full price. They're probably asking for the prices. So if they're collecting, some people just burn out from collecting. But like the one thing they keep saying is things are getting too expensive for what they are.
I mean, yeah, stuff is going up, but just like KBG said, all of the Final Fantasy and Tarkir are sold out right now.
And you should print every country to get away from tariffs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Venture. Yeah. Clearly, this isn't the case with Tarkir and Fantasy sold out, so collecting can't be that bad. Right, yeah. I think there's a lot of spending going on.
Yeah, I agree with that statement there. But yeah, people is going to collect what they want to collect. However, with everything going up, I can understand why they're selling their stuff off. Because sometimes, times just get rough and you just got to do what you got to do. You got to make a decision, bills or collecting.
Well, I think the side hustle is what's struggling here. The side hustle, reselling, collecting, reselling, flipping, whatever. Responsibilities. There's going to be a change, and I do think there's a ton of worry out there for the changes that we're going to see. A lot of change that we have no clue how it's going to affect us. We have a lot of change we don't have a clue what it's going to be. you know. So
Right.
so until we get through it, we won't fully understand it. And I hope for the best that the change is not super negative.
Yeah. People hate change.
Elijah says, the same way companies started Bitcoin mining now, companies are buying up all the card packs. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
kids can find Pokemon card packs anywhere. It's true.
Hmm.
Pokemon packs are more stores than Magic the Gathering is.
Yep.
Which we need to flip that, reverse it, rewind it. How will there?
Yeah, here I see Pokemon everywhere.
Mm,
Pokemon packs everywhere.
I
yeah,
can still see some of the old packs in the corner store. It's like some of the latest ones. I think they've all come out this year. I've not seen any of them appear.
you got any thoughts, Hellwiller?
I mean, collecting is always dependent on what you want out of it, but there is always the nice bit that at any point, if you collect something, you're not completely wasting your money, because if you get to a point that you're in need of money, you can sell it. You might not get quite the same amount back, but you're still keeping some value of it, which makes it nice. But eventually you do get to a point where you're like, I can't afford this anymore, or is it worth it anymore?
Right.
You're not getting the same enjoyment out of it that you used to.
Yeah, and get over the FOMO. Like, that's one thing I had to get over a long time ago, was the fear of missing out feeling, because really half the stuff you want is not that important to your life, and that's what I think a lot of people are realizing in collecting. Collecting is a hobby; it's not important. K Checker says, "I love change. I will take all your nickels." KebG says, "Pokemon is just a better game." K Checker says, "Hush your mouth, KebG." That's right. Collecting too much is just bad. Ask any crazy cat lady with 15 cats. That's right. Should buy stocks before Trump gets out of office. I still own and use my pocket watch. May be pretentious, but I like it. Oh, that's your thing. Go for it. That's right. Collect if it makes you happy. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Woo, woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, collect what you want if it makes you happy. However, also spend wisely.
Be smart about be smart about your assets.
Exactly.
That's all we can see. That's all we can say. Because, we have no clue. Collecting is getting harder. Because things are getting more expensive, right? Hard-earned money, hard workers, money is expensive. But at that end, we need to get to the bumper.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Well, I hope we covered that topic pretty well. If not, we'll have to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a fun topic to cover if we had more brains on screen. But anyways, it's time for us to get to the shill section and roll out. It's that time again, and we need to start shilling out. Don't worry, SFT has adult things to do, like eating some eggs for lunch. That's right. Anyways,
that does sound good right now. Some good old fried eggs.
Collect, invest, buy low, sell high. That's the issue people are talking about. Make sure you pay your internet bill so you can continue to enjoy watching morning coffee every day. That's right. Woo woo.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, Willer.
You
ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Shill you out.
All right. It's a Tuesday. So we will be back as normal, hopefully now, with Simulation Tuesday tonight. I'm thinking giving a little game called Coral Island a go. It's meant to be some sort of Animal Crossing-like game where you set up a little home and things. I don't know. We'll check it out later and find out.
Cool.
But tomorrow will also be podcast where we are having a James Bond theme night. So if that interests you, come along then. But I'm sure we'll hear more for tomorrow when KJ should be here. Hopefully.
Right. Let's see. Now let's go to Hillbilly.
Hey everybody! Since today is Tuesday, this afternoon at 2:00, if you want to play a game of Arena against me, then make sure you come on by the stream at 2:00 this afternoon. And also, some news about KJ. Me and KJ are going to get together and do a show kind of like we're doing right now. But I'm not for sure all the information from that yet. And that's really all the information that I have of it. I just told you. That's pretty much all the information I got on that. But anyway, then since today's Tuesday, it's also a day to play some Commander. So tonight there will be a Commander stream over on my channel, and that's all we got. And that's all I got planned for today.
Woo-woo. See, he's got planned there for today. Yeah, Super Fast Tortoise Tuesday. I think I'll probably do some D&D work tonight, live stream later on, chill out. But you never know when we do random Commander nights. But we'll figure that out. But Tortoise got adult things to do, like make sure his wife's happy, has dinner ready going. Well, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you all for chilling out with us, like Hillbilly, Hellwiller on the show. Everybody in chat, you rock, you roll. All the members, you rock, you roll. Thank you guys for hanging out, being awesome, being amazing. I'll remind you that you are loved. And what time? Around 6. Unless I sporadically go early. I want to remind you guys that you're loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, make someone's day a little bit brighter, because you might be the change someone needs today. And with that, let's hit that sweet outro.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show.